Hello. Welcome to the Soul Elevation Podcast. My name is Kara Goodwin, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. And you may, if you're looking at the video, you may see that my cat is here too. I normally don't, oh, I got a, sorry for the echo if you got an echo there. Um, I don't normally, sorry, I must have given her a kiss and now I have cat fur on my lip. Um, but I normally don't let my cat in here, but she was meowing at the door. And I thought, let's go ahead and let her in. But I told her she has to stop playing with the plastic. So, anyway, Zoom's pretty good about just making the animal sounds muted. But if you do hear her or see her, she's just wants in on the fun. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here today. I am excited to talk to you about the subconscious and sleep time. And the reason that this even became a topic that I wanted to talk about today was because of my own personal experience this very morning with the subconscious and how it redirected me. It revealed something that was really important for me. And let me just start with that. So this morning at about 3:30, I woke up and suddenly I knew that I had been misunderstanding something and that the solution was right there for me. And it was such a strong message that I even thought about getting up at 3:30 in the morning to go and check what I was understanding was the truth of what was going on. There was a way to check, and I was like, no, I'm not. I was worried I was going to forget if I didn't get up and do it just then. And I thought, no, this I'll remember. I'll remember. I'm not going to get up. But it took me a long time to fall back asleep because I was just excited about what I had learned. So basically, I had um, I had been waiting on something from somebody and they had delivered it. But when I got it, I thought that it was a duplicate of something they had sent me before that I had already used. And I wanted something different. I wanted the opportunity for them to have something new that I was using. And so I had gone back to them. They sent it a few days ago. And I'd gone back to them and I said, this is awesome, but we've used it already. So can you send me what we talked about before? And I never heard anything back. And I was waiting on it and it kind of was bumping up against a deadline. In fact, I was running late with something because I was waiting on it. And it had become kind of a problem, not like a huge problem, but it had delayed. I had hoped that I would have already delivered what it was that I needed. It was like the final piece of the puzzle so that I could deliver what it was that I needed to deliver. And at 3:30 in the morning, I just came out of the sleep time and I knew that what that person had given me was different. It was similar, but it was different and it was exactly what I needed. And I suddenly knew that the thing that I had originally been given, I knew the title of it. I knew, even though I had thought it was the same title as the thing that they'd just given me, suddenly I could see the whole thing. I was like, no, they gave me, this is different from what I already had. It's got a different title. The title of what I already had is this, and they were very similar, but they are different. And I knew that what I had wanted to do when I was like, oh, I almost got out of bed and went to go check, is I just needed to go look at the original thing that I had, and I would see that it was named blah, blah, blah instead of do, do, do. And it took me forever to fall asleep because, for one thing, my logical mind came in and I was kind of like, oh, but if it's not, how am I going to get what it is that I need because this person didn't respond to me? Um, and it just kind of got me thinking about a lot of different things and things that I still needed to finish up and things I didn't want to forget about. You know how it is when you get woken up in the middle of the night. But sure enough, in the morning, I went and checked, and my subconscious, that those solutions, that information that had been revealed to me as I came out of this deep sleep where I just knew, no, these are two different things. You're thinking it's the same thing, but they are two different things, and you have what you need. You can move forward right now. Um, it was exactly what my subconscious told me. It was my conscious mind that had blended them and thought that there was only one thing. So your dream state, and that especially that time between wakefulness and sleep, which is called the hypnagogic state, is just, it's just bursting with intelligence. There is so much intelligence in that state because your subconscious has solutions. It's got information that your conscious mind has this filter on it. It's got this egoic filter on it, and it can remember things incorrectly, but your subconscious has the solutions. And Lori Williams is actually going to be talking about this in the upcoming Reaching Through the Veil Summit. This summit is actually this Wednesday. It's April 2nd. I can't believe it's come around so fast. So, Wednesday, April 2nd, starting at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Um, we have 10 different speakers who are going to be talking about accessing that intelligence that is just beyond the veil. So, by that, I mean that intelligence that is hidden, but that we do have access to, and we have access to it outside of our rational intellectual mind. And so, what Lori is going to be focusing on is the dream state and how dreams and how that part of us is intelligent and it's working with us. And in the VI for VIPs, so there are people, anybody can upgrade for just $55. There's so much value packed into the VIP package. This is a steal. If you're able to, I highly, highly recommend that you upgrade to VIP. You get the replay, you get lifetime access to the replay, and you get exceptionally amazing gifts from all 10 speakers. But Lori is going to offer a dream interpretation for everybody. So, personalized dream interpretation, where you get to share a powerful dream that you had, and she will give you a recorded voice note that you can keep that says, okay, well, if this is my dream, these are the elements I would be paying attention to. This is what this symbolizes. This is what you might want to learn more about to see if there is some aspect, something that your subconscious is trying to tell you. So super, super valuable. She's also giving you a dream guide that she's created, like a PDF to understand your dreams better. But all of that to say, there is such intelligence. You are full of intelligence from beyond your conscious mind. I like to think of the brain. I think it was Dr. Larry Dossey who I first heard this concept from, that I read about in a book years ago. And he was saying, like, the brain is not, it's not that ideas and thoughts are formed in our brain. It's that our brain is more like a radio tuner or a television receiver. It's filtering. So it's receiving information, it's tuning into the information that is on the frequency that the brain is vibrating at. And that's the information that gets in. And so you're accessing things from this quantum intelligence, this collective consciousness, not things that you've spent time studying and learning. In fact, they might even be contrary to what you've accepted as fact. So, going back to my own experience, I mean, just a small thing, but I mean, it was big in my world, to be honest, to be like, oh my gosh, I've spent this whole time thinking I didn't have what I needed and that I had been duplicated, that this thing had been duplicated. And the whole time, it's been two separate things. But my conscious mind was saying it's the same thing. You've just received the same thing you already had, which wasn't true at all. And my subconscious knew that my conscious mind was making a mistake, but my conscious mind, my ego, thought it knew. It was like, oh, this is the same thing I was already given. I'm waiting for something different. So your subconscious has all of this information, and it can be contrary to what we have studied, what we have accepted as truth. And that is exciting to me because it just means that we have this ability to be in the flow, for our consciousness to be in a flow with this cosmic intelligence, and we can understand things in a more aligned way without feeling that we have to necessarily go and learn and get a degree in, whatever it is. We can have access to information on the fly. And that does take some trusting of yourself, because that ego can be so strong and we can be so entrenched to think that other people know better than we do, and that we need to follow what other people are telling us. Now, of course, we can lean on those who have come before us, who do know more than us. There's nothing, I'm not trying to say, like, if somebody has a PhD in something, don't pay any mind to what they're saying. They may have very, very valuable insights because they have studied and they have become an expert in their field of study, and that can be really valuable for us. But we don't want to discount our own internal knowing, where we may know something, but we don't exactly know how we know it. That can still be really, really valuable. And to me, that experience from this morning of me understanding that I had made a mistake, and I could see it so clearly as I came out of sleep, and there was no way for my rational mind, nobody had told me, outside of myself, that was what had happened. But that's just, for me, it's just a small thing, but it's really powerful. And it takes that inner trust. And by sharing stories like that, we can open our own perspective and our own willingness to also be more accepting of when those insights come in for us. So I hope you have an amazing week ahead. I'm filming this on Monday, so I hope you have a beautiful week, and that you join us for the Reaching Through the Veil Summit on Wednesday night, for those of you in the US. And I wish you many, many blessings. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.